much. So I knew in my head that it was over for me. The first round happened. He punched me. I couldn't throw back. My instincts weren't there. My fast twitch muscles weren't there. And every single round, I literally wanted to die in that ring. Because in my head, I was thinking, if he punches me, maybe I won't wake up. It actually took a very tough beating to get me out of the sport.
By Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao. I mean, he beat the hell out of me. Manny Pacquiao would be right in front of me. He would, after hitting me 15 times, and then I would be ready to hit him, and he would be wide open, and I couldn't pull the trigger.
I wouldn't have loved to fight Pacquiao again because he kicked my ass. Sorry. But yeah, there were many fighters out there who I would have loved to fight 2 or 3 times.
You know what? So you had enough of Pacquiao, is what
Oscar De La Hoya has stepped into the ring with every legend of his era, from Floyd Mayweather to Bernard Hopkins. But there is one night that still haunts him. A night where the Golden Boy did not just want to lose. He literally wanted to fall down in the middle of the MGM Grand. For years, we thought it was just a case of an older legend being outworked by a younger lion. But recently, Oscar exposed the shocking truth behind his collapse against Manny Pacquiao. And it is way darker than anyone imagined.
Want to see that fight. People are excited. He's the guy that's coming up. He's fast, Oscar, but eventually your size is going to break him down. Something was not right. I could see it in his eyes. He's not even throwing punches. What is he doing?
Pacquiao snakes his left hand through De La Hoya's guard.
I was like, fuck. He had no legs, he had no pop, he had no punch.
Pacquiao is making De La Hoya look old, slow, ineffectual. De La Hoya has 0 answers.
I was scared. And I said, you know what?
In 2008, the world thought this fight was a joke. You had Manny Pacquiao, a guy who started his career as a 106-pound flyweight, moving up to face a massive welterweight in Oscar De La Hoya. The reach, the height, the power, everything favored Oscar. On paper, it was a mismatch. But the moment the first bell rang, Oscar realized he had not stepped into a boxing match. He had stepped into a meat grinder.
Here I am on top of the world, beating Pernell Whitaker, beating Julio Cesar Chavez, beating Hector Macho Camacho, beating Sugar Shane Mosley, beating all these fighters, okay? Having amazing fights in their prime and creating some amazing events. And then my last fight, I'm like a shell of myself. And Manny Pacquiao beats me, and he's the next champion. I felt humiliating.
Did you know what was slowing down? Joe Louis told me once that he saw the opening.
Oh, yes.
Just didn't get there.
Exactly. Manny Pacquiao would be right in front of me. He would, after hitting me 15 times, and then
I just could not pull the trigger. So how did a legend get it so wrong? It all started with a catastrophic mistake in training. Oscar decided to drop from 160 pounds down to 147, but he overdid it. By the time he hit the scales, he was not just lean, he was a skeleton. He weighed in at 145 pounds, actually coming in lighter than the naturally smaller Pacquiao. He was drained, dehydrated, and physically broken before he even laced up his gloves. But the physical exhaustion was only half the battle.
That fight, I mean, I was a zombie. I was drained. I think I had fought Bernard Hopkins at 160, and then I said, let me dare to be great again and fight this young kid who they're talking about at 147. I literally weighed in 144 for that fight, and I was a skeleton. It was too much. So I knew in my head that it was over for me. The first round happened. He punched me. I couldn't throw back. My instincts weren't there. My fast twitch muscles weren't there. And every single round, if you watch my documentary that came out on HBO called The Golden Boy, it explains to you what I was thinking, what I was feeling. I literally wanted to die in that ring. In the 8th round, everybody was gonna stop it, okay? Or the 7th round. One of those rounds, everybody wanted to stop it, including the referee, the trainer. And I said, no, I want one more. Because in my head, I was thinking, if he punches me, maybe I won't wake up, you know?
Were there some other things going on that you wanted to die in the ring?
Of course. I wanted my whole life to die. The whole life that I was living at the time. you know, having to go through rehabs, having to go through, you know, all this fame and money and women and this and that. It was just overwhelming. And now I can't perform. Now I don't have the last thing that I love, that I worked so hard for. I don't have it anymore.
Right.
So just end it here in the middle of the ring. Just punch me so I can die.
Right. Wow. So, did you underestimate Manny? Did you understand what he was? I think he moved up from what, 106 to 112 and had blown through everybody. 22, 20, 30, 35, 40, 47. So you didn't underestimate him. You knew what he got Pac-Man that name for. He got that name for a reason.
Oh yeah, I underestimated him, but it didn't matter. Even if I was a dead man walking. I couldn't.
Why not take the fight at 54?
I don't think they would have done it because he was like you said, he was coming up in weight. It was probably too much at the time. But even at 54, he probably still would have beat me. No shame in my game.
What's the biggest mistake, be it in the boxing ring or in business, that Oscar De La Hoya has made?
It was only half the battle, as the rounds ticked by the scary good speed of Manny Pacquiao became a nightmare. Oscar describes Manny not as a human, but as a machine that never stops. Pacquiao was throwing punches from angles Oscar could not see with a workload that felt impossible. By round 7, Oscar's left eye was swelling shut and he was being mercilessly battered against the ropes. It was in these moments that the most shocking part of the story surfaced. Oscar was not just hoping for the referee to step in. He was actually hoping for something much more permanent.
Like, the fans, the world, all commerce, like everything like that. I mean, recognition everywhere like that, even in the Philippines, because most of the people in the Philippines don't believe that I'm gonna win the fight, because even in our Congress, some congressman filed a resolution to stop the fight because it might get hurt me. Like
really?
Yeah.
They were afraid for you.
They said that they said that stop the fight because they might get hurt. Me.
They had no idea.
Yeah. It's
They didn't
just
know.
like that. So after the fight, like the people, like boom, like that, and then that time, like, you know, oh, this is. But I still, you know, thinking to God for everything, like all that accomplishment is from God.
But man, your life wasn't the same, man. It wasn't the same. Like, you can't go anywhere.
But this is not just Oscar's opinion. Even today's elite kings like Terence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson look at Manny's peak with absolute awe. Crawford recently admitted that he wished he could have tested himself against Pacquiao before retiring, calling Manny's rhythm unorthodox and his volume terrifying.
Pacquiao, for sure. 1,000%.
Filipino kid.
For sure. And I try to fight Pacquiao.
George's bestie. George's best.
Yeah.
Full respect. But Skinny Hussein knocked him out for 20 seconds, mate. YouTube, Hussein versus Pacquiao.
Pacquiao, for sure. You know, that was a fight that I was chasing for years, since I was 140 pounds. You know, and to see him, you know, fight Broner, Tim Bradley, you know, Keith Thurman and all those.
Chris Algieri.
Fight, yeah. Man, I was
Not disrespect to Chris.
I was like, man, like, what is going on? Like, these guys is not, you know, like, I'm here and he's fighting these guys, and I just couldn't understand it, you know? So if there was a guy that, you know, it would be him. And Danny Garcia. That's my boy.
He fought him as amateur, yeah? Swift.
We split.
Left hook.
We split 1-1. I think me and Danny would have made for a great fight, you know, being that we knew each other real.
Even at 47 years old, Manny is still proving he is built differently. In July 2025, he returned to the ring against WBC champion Mario Barrios and fought to a majority draw, proving he can still go toe-to-toe with the world's best. Even when Manny was asked to choose who was better between a prime Floyd and prime Crawford, he did not hesitate to choose the pound-for-pound king Terence Crawford. Two boxing greats showing respect, right?
Floyd Mayweather against Terence Crawford. Floyd Mayweather against Crawford, I think Why? Why?
In both prime.
Both the prime. You think Crawford is? Why do you like Crawford?
He has advantage. He is a southpaw.
Right. By the way, a switch hitter.
I agree. I think
Manny keeps it simple.
I think Bud gets that one for sure.
That's a really good point.
I saw Crawford as a southpaw. He mastered it. Like he know how to handle his advantage. He need to maximize his advantage against
And then how about Floyd against?
Scary good longevity is exactly why the boxing world is currently in a frenzy over the September 19th, 2026 rematch between Manny and Floyd Mayweather at the Sphere.
Again, because he kicked my ass. Sorry. But yeah, there were many fighters out there who I would have loved to fight 2 or 3 times.
You know what? So you had enough of Pacquiao, is what you're saying.
Oh, trust me. Right when I walked into the ring, I had enough of Pacquiao.
You thought that when you got in the ring?
Oh, well, Rich, this documentary, my gosh, it's sad too at the end because it shows the whole Pacquiao situation. I was getting beat up in training camp when preparing for Pacquiao. So I knew that was the end already for me because Pacquiao was just coming up.
Yeah.
Pacquiao was like the star in the making.
We see Pacquiao running the mountains every day with 50 people around him. He wants to be the first one. So he's killing himself. He's working his legs. He is a warrior. But at 48, his body can't take that much.
Age is just a number.
And I'll bet you Mayweather, people think, oh, Mayweather's out of shape. He's not training behind curtains. That doing workouts. That's not. That's just to be in shape. And I'll bet you.
Okay, we're here in wild card. We're going to be shit. Wild card. Hey, what's going on, buddy? What's up, brother? Hey, good to see you. Hey, congratulations on your choice. So soon I'm going to start training for me with the fight. Yes.
Yes. While the fight was officially announced as a professional bout on Netflix, Floyd has suddenly started backpedaling. Rumors are swirling that Floyd is trying to pivot the fight into an exhibition to protect his perfect 50-0 record. Oscar De La Hoya has not held back trolling Floyd by saying you are 50-0 on paper, but you are terrified of a real fight because you know Manny is still dangerous.
What's up, guys? I wasn't going to do a clapback, but all the news on Mayweather, Pacquiao, potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this. Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O? Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Shit, your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your pussy ass retires for 1 year and 1 day. Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that shit that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous fucking man. I can fucking take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. Shit, I'll even fight Jake Paul.
The tension is reaching a breaking point. Manny's team has publicly stated they have the signed contracts and have already received advances for a professional fight. They have even threatened Floyd with a massive breach of contract claim if he continues to duck the pro status of the match.
I think he's scared of losing. I mean, he's scared of losing because that's his, his leverage for, to go around and have exhibition because of his undefeated record. But if that record will ruin, then what else that he can leverage for to go around and have an exhibition match?
You know, I don't know much about the guy.
Yeah.
I don't know what what they're really looking for. It's a dangerous fight because a guy like that beats you. It's, you just made somebody. But I don't know. I think that Team Pacquiao is smart enough to choose the right kind of fights, and at this point in his career at least. And they know. I mean, when people are going to tune in to watch Pacquiao fight, I will.
I'm curious now. You felt Danny's punch, and when I've talked to people, they always say that Manny's punch is a really stinging punch.
Yeah.
It's a punch that stays with you.
Yeah.
How do you compare the two?
It's a different
Yeah.
punch. I think Manny. I mean, I fought a lot of great punchers in my day, and everybody punches differently. And people always ask me, "Oh, does this guy hit hard?" Like, yeah, everybody hits hard.
Yeah.
You know, Amir Khan hits hard. You know, is he the hardest puncher? No, but he hits hard. Everyone hits hard at this level. So it's just a different kind of punch. Manny's power is very surprising. He cuts good angles. You think you're safe, and you're not. I've overheard Tim Bradley talk about that too. Like, he just cuts such good angles and is able to generate power from those positions. So it's definitely different. Danny's power is more like spring-loaded. Kind of like almost like a Roy Jones-ish.
Okay.
Not so wide, but that like really just short whack. And kind of
a lot of torque.
Yeah.
I remember I asked Shane that same question, and Shane told me there was at one point where he's like, where the hell are all these punches coming from?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You guy moves and you lose him.
It seems Floyd is realizing what Oscar learned in 2008. Manny Pacquiao is not a man you can just play with. If the fight stays professional, Floyd risks losing the one thing he values most, his undefeated legacy, to a man who refuses to grow old.
Were you hurt in that fight?
Never. Just emotionally.
Explain that to me.
Yeah, I was
You're
never-
getting knocked around,
Yeah.
or you're knocking someone around. Is there no pain?
I've never felt pain inside the ring. I've been in some very, very tough, grueling, difficult fights. The only pain I've felt was after the fight. I remember I would actually have steaks ready, frozen steaks ready in my room to press them against my face and against my body. It might have been the old Rocky movies that I used to see, but I never felt pain in the ring. It was only emotional pain that I.
All right, everyone. Stay tuned for the latest in boxing news, highlights, events, and stories. Subscribe to Glovelard and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Be sure to watch our other videos too. Until next time, take care and stay safe.